We start off the conversation with some good news on the Daily Trust newspaper in Nigeria. It says abductions dip by 28% in August as troops scale up operations. Borno, Kaduna lead as 859 Nigerians killed. 262 local government areas in 36 states affected. Killings rise by 49% from July. What government needs to do, says security expert. I mean, at first glance, it looks like good news, but I mean, it's still not very good news in some sense. Flood kills 37, displaces 171,000 in Adamawa. This is apparently the worst flood that the country has had to battle with in a while, with thousands of people being displaced around the country and people also losing lives and property. Tambuwal stops salaries of striking varsity lecturers on page 5. And on page 16, police recover women's corpses in doctor's office in Kwara. Wow, this sounds like I'm watching a thriller movie. Now, the final stories here, of course, on the front page comment says, a call to patriotism as Nigeria clocks 62. The details of that's on page 13. And trust that the Daily Trust will continually give us updates, counting how many days the schoolgirls have been in captivity. It's 473 days for the 11 schoolgirls of FGC Benin Yarui and 446 days for one student of Bethel Baptist High School, Kujama. That's all we can take this morning on the Daily Trust.
All right. Still here in Nigeria on the Nation newspapers. This is what comes up next. Top of the screen, you can see the Haneze to Southeast. Don't take Atiku seriously. I'm guessing that's with reactions to his statements, that he will hand over to, Southeast presidential candidates, after he, after his tenure. I remember, that the current government did make the same promise in 2019.
Right.
Federal government to develop 66,761 water schemes. Minister says the bill not political. And also gunmen abduct Kwara monarch wife. And of course, Fina wins BB9's 100 million naira prize. Congratulations to her. PDP Board of Trustees may ask Ayu to resign over crisis. And also Buhari orders scrapping of amnesty office in 6 months. Still on the PDP story. Party leaders to meet Wike in Port Harcourt tomorrow. Otom, Ikbazu, Ugwanyi, Makinde brainstorm in Enugu. Emergency NEC meeting underway in Abuja. And also PFN to Nigerians, vote competence, not religion. And of course, in a now viral video, the APC's presidential candidate says, I am Hale Hearty, says Tinubu. And of course says he's ready to serve. It was an 8 seconds long video that of course has been viral, across the nation since yesterday. Over 7,000 Nigerians yet to recover from COVID. And also finally, I think I can just quickly show this one. Obey court order, government tells ASU. That's the final one I will be sharing on the Nation this morning.
Quick comments on two of the stories that you've raised there. One is on the winning of the Big Brother Nigeria competition. Did you see the tweets by LIRS? They said, congratulations, see you in 2023 as you pay your taxes.
Oh yeah, I did.
That was hilarious. And then this particular clip, several, mixed reactions, of course, and they photoshopped it in ways that haven't been very pleasant. Don't you think a more effective way would have been actually having a conversation and saying to people, I know that a lot of you have concerns about, because one of the major things that Nigerians have complained about is the fact that the government has not been in conversation with them as much. Don't you think that would have been a more effective approach as opposed to cycling?
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing, I think I said this last week, that it feels like there's a blueprint that has been set, and it's been borrowed. The former presidential, while he was, the current president, while he was campaigning, was shielded a lot from the Nigerian people. And, it was part of the things that Nigerians complained about a lot back then, that it seems like this person is being shielded. He's not being made to ask questions or speak with the Nigerian people. And eventually when he got into office, he still barely ever got to have a conversation with the Nigerian people. So it's pretty much the same thing that is playing out here, where this, new candidate now of the same party is being seemingly shielded from the people. And it's not, there's no conversation directly with the Nigerian people. And it's just, of course, the other political party did put out a skit also where the candidate was dancing, to a song by, Davido at a photo shoot. So I'm not sure if this, I'm not sure what this tells really about the campaign season, in the build up to the election.
Well, campaign
And
season officially began on the 20th of
Yeah.
September. There are going to be more conversations. I'm certain that, of course, there'll be presidential debates, and we look forward to hearing what each party is bringing to the table and hoping that there'll be a level playing ground where Nigerians can have their questions asked and their fears allayed by these presidential candidates. Let's take away the conversation from Nigeria, and let's move over to Uganda this morning, looking on the front page of New Vision. Full list of vehicle identification numbers inside page 8 and 11. Toyota recalls cars in Uganda. Why are they recalling cars? Usually there's a recall when there's some form of flaw. And
Yes.
I know what this is telling me. My two and two connecting together. What happened this morning to my Toyota?
No, sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, land grabbing. Museveni stops eviction of 500 families. The details of that's on page 4. Uganda at 60. Innovators create device for pregnant mothers. The details of that's on page 36. Oil projects. Chinese ambassador castigates the EU. Details of that's on page 6. Nebi celebrates older persons. So I'm very, seeing celebration of older persons, so heartwarming. Elderly persons of over 100 years receiving mattresses from the state minister. I mean, this looks good. We do hope that that's enough, and that the senior citizens are being catered to over there. And at the top of the paper, we have the final story. Public service. Government issues salary, pension guidelines. The details of that on page 7. That's all we can take in Uganda.
All right, let's move to Dar es Salaam this morning and see what's on the citizen newspapers there in Tanzania. Right there on your screen, it says integration, the right way to go. East Africa told. And also on the citizen this morning, you can see manufacturing takes lion's share of $135 million Northern Zone projects. 14 of the 30 projects cleared by TIC in 2021-2022 will see major manufacturing facilities being established in Arusha, Kilimanjaro, Manyara, and Tanga regions. The story is on page 2. And of course, follow up to the integration story. It says our mission is to find out what those opportunities and requirements are, and also look at Tanzania's policy and regulatory environment. Based on that, I believe these companies will be able to make decisions that they need to make in order to invest in Tanzania. Just one or two others. National education, government, what we're going to do to boost aquaculture. And in your health, understanding polycystic ovary syndrome. That's on page
PCOS.
13. Yes.
That's a very important conversation that isn't had a lot, and there are lots of women that are dealing with that.
Absolutely. All right. Those are the stories that we can share on the Citizen this morning. Our top stories will be coming up next. And remember, we have other newspapers kept for you in the second half of Breakfast Central. If you'd like to share your views on any of the stories that we've spoken about so far here in Nigeria and all around the continent, quickly tweet at News Central TV, and we'll be eager to share your views with us live on television.